Today, while testing out the arc faults, and yes, I test out my arc faults, basically pushed the test button. This one decided to explode on me. A huge spark came out of this switch, presumably. It still looks intact, but it certainly does not work anymore. This is an Eaton type CH combined arc fault circuit interrupter, CHFCA F120PN Gen 4. These are about 5 years old. This one is from my personal home, which I personally wired. I am an electrical engineer and also a master electrician. Anyway, we're going to look inside of this, and I was trying to drill this rivet out, but it likes to destroy drill bits. So next I'm going to move to the arbor press here and see if we can just push them out, and we'll see what happens there. And so we're going to pop this guy up here, pop the arbor press there, and see if we can just push these rivets out. This arbor press is not bolted to the table. Yeah, okay, no sweat. Let's see if we did any huge harm there. Yeah, nothing too bad. So cool, we were able to push that rivet out. And now we need to just break it off. So we can push the remaining rivets out. So that's one. And we'll do it to the other 5 here, like so. Center that a little better. Okay. It works well enough. Okay, there's rivet 2. Okay, here's rivet 3. Okay. And that just blew the whole pad out there. Hopefully that doesn't matter. Here's rivet 4. Let's see, the upstream circuit breaker did not pop, which means it's less than, I don't know, 50,000 amps. Who knows? Big ball of fire. Always fun times. Okay, last rivet here. I get that these are mass produced, but 0 points for not making this a screw. Okay, well, that one, the backlight just broke off, but hey, it looks like we're in. So we'll move back over. That was probably all out of focus. Whatever. Okay, we are back here, like so. Get that camera all situated. All right, let's look inside and see what we can find. Yep, so sure enough, it blew up. Okay, so we've got, yep, there's the ball of fire. And yeah, so we've got some, that's just actually from me pressing the part out. So what exactly happened here? Seems like the negative, my best guess here is that the negative actually shorted out to the back of this electromagnet. I'm getting myself some gear here so I can look a little more. Can I zoom in more? Nope, but I can go down. Let's zoom in. Okay. So, here we go. I am pretty sure that, I've never looked inside one of these. This is the neutral. This is our hot. Seems like they're welded. So this is our hot bar here. You can see it coming through. This is, of course, a loose wire, so this can actuate. And this is our now broken mechanism, which no longer works. It didn't work before. It doesn't work now, of course. But yeah, let's see if we can assess the damage. sure seems like it happened right here on this plunger, which is not actually welded, but certainly sustained a pretty healthy abuse there. What shorted out? Was it the transistor? Let's see. This breakage here is again just because of me pressing out the rivets, so we'll get that out of the way. That is actually part of our actuator arm that fell out of here. It sure looks like it has a short on the back here. And it sure looks like that touched the neutral wire here, but that is, it'll just depend on, definitely sustained kaboomo there. So I'm not sure if this is supposed to touch that or not. I don't believe it is, although it's very, very close. But yeah, certainly we had a kaboomy here. It looks like it's this actuator arm here, which would mate with that, and it has a huge spark on it. Went kaboomo. That's a technical term. Okay, that is probably a bimetallic overheat for the actual just normal circuit breaker functionality. Yeah, that seems bimetallic-y. So yeah, not really sure exactly what happened here. I'm gonna give Eaton a chance to take this unit if they want it, and they'll get it in pieces, because I have not paid much attention on how it goes together, nor do I care that much. I'm more just annoyed. I don't really like arc faults. I never really have. I understand the practicality if you are putting in shoddy work. In my case, I wired this house myself and yet was forced to use them. My main complaint with arc faults, and this is a pretty niche complaint, but whenever I'm using a Variac, it almost always pops, and a lot of my test equipment makes it pop because it thinks that there's noise. You know, arc fault is supposed to make it to where if there are sparks, you know, on wires in the walls or whatever, that's what it's supposed to respond to. In this case, the response was to pushing the test button, which was to cause an explosion. So yeah, this guy, I guess, pushes against here to activate the breaker element. And in this case, that just didn't work properly, and it caught on fire, or rather had a thermal event. And I'm not 100% sure where that event occurred, but of course the bulk of it was here in this coil. So it's possible that this coil has a short in it when it activated, but you would think they would current limit it somehow. Let's see. Here's our neutral coming in to power this board. There's some kind of current limiting resistor here. It's 150 ohms. So 150 ohms, that should limit us to 1 amp. This spark was a lot more than 1 amp. You know, this was a, 1,000 amp spark based on my experience with sparking. So anywho, kind of disappointed in these switches, which are not cheap. That's not the chief complaint. The chief complaint is that when you push the test button, they shouldn't explode. Yeah, so we definitely sustained a fatal blow on this guy. And yeah, anyway, so Eaton wants to look at it. That's fine. I'll show you the panel here, just so you can see it. It's kind of a mess in here. I'm moving stuff around right now. Here's our panel here. And this is the breaker that popped. And it popped by basically pushing this button. It's a little bit dark in here. Let me make this a little bit brighter. Let's see. Can I do that on the fly? I can zoom out and do that. Here we go. All right, so here's the panel. Basically, pushing these buttons is what caused this. This button is actually the lights in here. That's basically the test that I was doing when it basically exploded. Let's see, we can test more. I actually didn't finish the test, so we could just see if it happens again. Everything in the house is off right now with the exception of this light. The air conditioning is on, but none of the AC is in the arc fault. In fact, they're in a different panel altogether. So this is the bathroom, everything's off. Here's another bathroom. Here's another bathroom. So no problems there. Let's see, this is our laundry room here. Outside outlets. Okay, so here's our outlets. So there is a radon fan that's on this circuit here. What else? That's my office. I'm going to leave that on. What else do we have? Dishwasher. So these I've already tested up here. Anyway, that's the test I was doing, is just popping all these things and pushing that button caused the one we looked at to blow up. So that's super annoying. Anyway, if Eaton wants to take a look at this, I'm sending them an email. And if not, this video will just be here on YouTube. As always, thanks for watching.